In day 8 of Unit 6, we're going to talk about perimeter and area of polygons in the coordinate plane. Now, remember from previous math classes that the distance around a polygon or any shape is called the perimeter. And the region inside the object of the shape is called the area. And today we're going to talk about some of the basic area formulas. And again, you may have already learned these. So a rectangle, the area of a rectangle is area equals base times height. And sometimes people say area equals length times width. It means the same thing. If you look at the picture here, people say, oh, this is the length and this is the width, and you're multiplying those. It doesn't matter what we call them. The area of a triangle formula, you will most likely see area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. But we know that it's also the same as base times height divided by 2. And that's probably what we'll use the most, this one right here, because it's easier to write or type in divide by 2 in our calculator than it is to write multiply by 1/2. Now, in the coordinate plane, we can't just look at the object and say, oh, this is a length of 3 and a height of 5, like we may be given in pictures here. We may have to use the distance formula. Now, obviously, if the lines are horizontal or vertical, let's just count them and save some time. But if we have diagonal lines, then we're going to have to use the distance formula to help us out here. So we're going to find the perimeter and area of this pentagon A, B, C, D, E. So let's plot these points. A is -3, -2. Here's A. B is -3, 3. C is 1, 6. D is 7, 3. And E is 7, -2. There's E. So we can connect these. Now, when we find the area, we don't have a formula for area of a polygon, but we can area of a pentagon, but we could divide this pentagon into shapes we do know by using vertical and or horizontal lines. And we'll come back to that in a minute, but let's do the perimeter first. For the perimeter, I'm going to count the vertical and horizontal lines. So AB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AB is 5 units long. DE is also 5 units long. And AE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, is 10 units long. So I'm just counting how many spaces there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So any vertical or horizontal line, that's easy to deal with. Now, the diagonal lines, we're going to have to use the distance formula. So let's do that. Luckily, we only have to do it for 2 of these. So BC is equal to, well, up here, let's do x1, y1, x2, y2. Distance formula, x2 minus x1. Again, be careful of the minus negative, plus y2, 6, minus y1, 3. So I'm going to type that into my calculator here. Okay. 1 minus -3. Oops, the parenthesis did not get typed in. 1 minus -3, parenthesis square, plus 6 minus 3, close parentheses, squared. And we get 5. So I'm going to come back up here and write 5 for BC. Now for CD, I'm going to write x1, y1, x2, y2. And notice how I wrote the coordinate, the x1, y1 for BC above, and the x1, y1, x2, y2 for CD below the coordinates, so that way I don't get them mixed up, because you see in the purple one I made point C x2, y2, but in my green segment CD I made it point C x1, y1. So tips like that will stop you from getting confused. All right, so now x2 is 7 minus x1 is 1 plus y2 is 3. Oops. y2 is 3 minus y1 is 6 squared. So let's type this into the calculator. 7 minus 1 parentheses squared plus 3 minus 6 close parentheses squared, and we get 6.71. So then the perimeter is 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6.71 plus 5. So if we add all that in the calculator, plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10, we get 31.71 units as our perimeter. Now for the area, I wrote up here that we're going to divide this into smaller figures with vertical and horizontal lines. Like if we draw a horizontal line right here connecting BD, we now have a rectangle here. We can call that region 1. And we have a triangle up here, and we can call that region 2. Now, with these rectangles and triangles here, we can use vertical and horizontal lines to quickly get the dimensions to allow us to calculate the area. So let's do that. Let's do the area of region 1. And region 1 is a rectangle. And the base right here is this horizontal distance, or 10. So let's say area equals base times height. So area equals 10 times the height is our vertical distance, which is 5. So 50. The area of that rectangle is 50 units. Now the area of region 2, that's a triangle. And a triangle formula is area equals base times height divided by 2. So area is going to be, if we count the base of this triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the height goes from the top of the triangle straight down. So 1, 2, 3. So area equals 10 times 3 divided by 2, which is going to give us 30 over 2, or 15. So the area of the rectangle is 50. The area of the triangle is 15. So the total area is 50 plus 15, which is 65 square units. And this is how we write that. It's not units squared, it's square units, because that's how many squares could fit inside that shape. So these are some things that you probably already know. We're just combining it together with the distance formula to take this stuff a little bit further. We're not going to do this page right now. So that's it for the Day 8 notes. Like I said, it's not anything new per se. It's just combining some things. So thanks for watching. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe.